We're ready.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lou, and I'm being interviewed right now in Vancouver, downtown Eastside.
All right, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
No problem.
I wanted to ask you a few questions about your life and just only answer what you feel comfortable with revealing.
Okay.
I always like to start off with where you were born and grew up and sort of what your early life was like.
Okay. I was born in Toronto, Ontario, in 1974. I was a latchkey kid, single parent. I didn't see my dad till I was 12. But my mom she was a good mom. She worked full time. I came home after school, locked myself in the house. She came home at 6, made me dinner. Always like home cooked meals. She worked really hard. She worked at CBC, so I traveled with her every year. We went on vacations. It was good.
Can I ask you what kind of work she did at CBC?
She was assistant to the director of TV and programming.
All right, interesting. Yeah. Oh, so what kind of places did you travel with her to?
I went all over the Caribbean. Bermuda, Bahamas, Aruba, Jamaica, Cuba. I went to Scotland 6 times because my mom's Scottish. She came here when she was in her late 20s, I believe. She actually picked Toronto. She put Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver in a hat and picked Toronto. Just every year we went somewhere. So.
Neat. How long did you live in Ontario? Or in Toronto?
Up until 10 years ago. And then I followed a 12-year junior boy out here. Huge mistake. The junior part, the younger part. Coming here wasn't really a mistake. I think I was supposed to come here, but
Can I ask you about, we'll get back to that for sure. That sounds interesting, but in your earlier life, how were things like school and friends? Like, what was your life like generally in terms of things like that?
I have Asperger's, but I'm high functioning, so I only had up to grade 8 education, but I went to high school every year. And I went to class. I just didn't learn. Like, if I didn't want to learn what they were teaching, I couldn't take it in. So I don't really have any high school credits. But I was accepted to 4 colleges as a mature student. I'm just self-taught, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
And do you have certain interests in things that you taught yourself?
Yeah. I love reading. I was really athletic when I was younger, like in my 20s. But actually, I play poker. Like, I love to play poker. I want to be the first woman to win the World Series of poker. That sounds so crazy.
So you did quite well?
Yeah, it took me a long time though. It took me like 8. Where it takes a man like a year to learn the game, it took me like 15 years I learned because of my emotions. I think women are more emotional than men because there's like one woman player to 90 men. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, and so that's what happened back then. Things like that. Anything else you want to add to that is great. Otherwise, we can move along to what came after that.
Okay. What came after that? I guess I moved out of my mom's when I was a teenager. I rebelled a lot, and then I started using opiate pills. I hurt my back, had a bad back injury when I was 30, and then escalated to heroin. And then I met, 2 years clean, I met a guy. Well, he is a boy. He's
that younger
man,
person?
Yeah, he's a man boy. And we came out here. Yeah. And we started using again instantly.
And where have you mostly lived since you've been out here?
I've been homeless the whole time.
Oh, okay. I see. Do you stay in shelters or?
No, I don't stay in shelters. Mostly outside. I stayed like through people I've met, like maybe couch search a bit, but good acquaintances, I guess. I can't. A lot of people I've seen, like, they're not even here anymore. A lot of people died since I've been here. I had maybe 2 good friends here, that's it. So,
Okay.
yeah, and they're both like a relationship. I don't stay at their house much, so yeah, I sleep outside usually. Yeah.
Okay. The person that you came out with, are you still in touch with that person?
I see him once in a while. He has one leg only now because he got an infection that a lot of people have down here in their legs, usually the lower extremities. And he didn't take care of it, and he's in a wheelchair now, and I don't think he's gonna ever leave. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're not together, not for a long time. About 8 years.
Are you in touch with your mom?
No, not really, no.
All right. Do you have any? Did you say you're an only child?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And can I ask you, what does a typical day look like for you in this neighborhood?
Well, usually I try not to stay in this neighborhood. I try to stay away from the core of downtown.
Right.
It's just, I find that every day I'm just trying to get through the day. But I'm constantly on the go. I'm premenopausal, so I'm always hot, even in the sun, even in the winter, and like sweating all the time, and trying to just, I don't work, it's hard, so it's hard. Like every day's hard. It's a struggle, but I try not to do any crime or hurt anybody, and I don't panhandle, so it's hard. It's hard to, I try to do odd jobs for people, but there's a lot of people that don't want you to succeed that are down here that are addicts too. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's definitely a challenge. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I know can be quite a bit of theft and.
Yep. Yeah, it's really bad right now, more so than ever, I think. Like, anyone I speak to every day, someone's complaining about getting thieves from, but I think also, too, they're doing it, so you get what you get, but I don't know. It's happened to me 3 times in 10 years. It doesn't feel good, but yeah, not every day, that's for sure. But I don't sleep down here either. I travel far.
And you find other places.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that helps. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if you can think of what the main things are that would help, or that you would like to have happen in your life to improve things or change things, or how do you feel about the way life is right now? Is it okay as it is, or are there things that could be better?
I definitely want to, yeah, for sure, but I just try to help younger people that, like in their 20s, I just try to, I think that if I had a me when I was in my 20s, mid to late 20s, I would maybe have been different, but probably not. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do. I try to put the right message out, or give advice when I'm asked for it. Only if I'm asked for it. I don't give advice when I'm not asked for it, but I try to. But it's hard, each generation it changes, so.
So you meet some young people here and there?
Yeah.
And just talk to them about things? And
I try.
Yeah.
But they don't usually listen.
Okay, so they're young people that are already engaged in some substance use and such, and so you try and just counsel them a bit?
If I could, yeah. I've tried, or to a safe place, or where I stay, if it's a girl, but it just never works out, I find.
And were you saying that when you were younger, perhaps if you had some other people in your life that could have helped, or not entirely sure?
Well, maybe maybe, yeah, but I did, and I just didn't listen.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to find out for yourself.
Right.
That's how people are.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
If you could have anything you wanted right now, if you could have a wish or two, what would they be?
I would probably wish to be with my mom. And, yeah, I don't know, not be here anymore.
If you could get assistance, somehow help getting to be back with your mom, would you be open to going there?
Yeah, but I don't think it would happen because, yeah. But yeah, I would be, yeah. Yeah. But I'm different now and she doesn't understand.
I see.
So,
Okay, well, thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that. I guess that's
you're welcome.
not easy to think about or contemplate.
No.
But I appreciate that.
She came here actually a few years ago for a few days.
Oh, so you met with her, and how was that?
It was. I think she wanted to leave the second she came. She didn't like it here, and she didn't like. But I spent 5 days with her, just holed up in a hotel. It was COVID, we couldn't do much. I only had one of my shots, so I couldn't go to restaurants with her or anything, so. But I wanted to see her. Anytime I spoke to her, which wasn't often, I really wanted her to come out because I was scared that I wouldn't see her again. But, yeah.
Does she have a place in Ontario that if you did go back, you could stay at?
Yeah, no, she doesn't. She's a senior. She keeps downsizing. And she travels a lot, too. She goes to Scotland a lot. She goes back home to Scotland, but,
if a message could get to her of anything you'd want to say, is there anything you'd want to say?
just that I love her.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and none of this is her fault. I think she blames herself, but it's not her fault. It's me. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this. It is interesting, different people's lives. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll see if I can run into you again. So if I can find a way, if I can find out where you are, in case I want to connect with you, in case anyone wants to try and help out with something.
Okay.
Share information, and so I can find you again.
Okay. Thanks.
If you're willing, if you're interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.